Now, here's the thought. In that recent interview, of course, with CBS, well, there were lots of things that were going to be covered, and in particular, one of the opening topics was the fact that it was all about children, the social media, and how bad it was. Now, given the fact that Harry and Meghan's children are at 5 and 3, and of course not exactly well versed into the world of social media, even CBS had a few issues with this particular line, this particular narrative. You see, they thought, well, how can we illustrate this? And this was one of the pushbacks that they had while setting up that particular interview alongside the former royals. And again, you see, what happened was, as it looked like it might not come off, because let's be honest, they needed to illustrate this really well, once again, the former royals dangled their, what they believe, icing cherry on the cake. That's right, Prince Archie. As ever, let me explain. Good to see you today, as ever. Thank you so much for joining me. Always baffling, isn't it? Sorry, we'll have a lovely wave. Yes, morning chumps, how are you? Or good evening if you're going to bed. Do sleep well, whatever you're doing. Yes, I know. Over here at the moment, it's very humid. And, when you can't have the window open, can you? Not in this climate. No, you never know what you'll be left with. Your teeth might go missing overnight, you know what I mean? Oh, yes, you daren't put anything down. Honestly, you just never know. Do you? I mean, you hear about these things. I remember reading about a lady who'd left her door open and a fox came in the back, not fully open, but just on a latch thing to let some cool in. A fox came. Can you imagine waking up and find a fox in your bedroom? Frightening, isn't it? Yeah, we're not talking Basil Brush here. We're talking a real fox, of course. Goodness, keep up, honestly. Back as the royal story of the day. Yeah, as I said, interesting this, because literally further down the line, as this took a long time to set up, and you can imagine exactly how CBS wanted this to go, the narrative they were looking for. Well, you see, what they have to do is, how could they illustrate the story? And the idea originally was to basically have Prince Archie, or Archie, whatever you want to call him, literally sort of those two interacting with him, or perhaps going for a walk, not actually fully seen on screen, just filmed from behind, all of the usual stuff. Now, we've only ever seen Archie for exploitation reasons in the Netflix series The Sixth Party. They weren't too shy about exposing that for a lot of money, but CBS don't have a lot of money right now. Big layoffs and, axes swinging, anchors contracts not getting renewed. So they're doing everything in their power to make sure they can save money. So they didn't have the chance to snap open their purse, but fear not, what they had was the power, they felt, of this very soft soapy interview written by Meghan. But of course, even though they were supposed to go filming in the Montecito mansion with Archie to illustrate, the worries that these two have with their children of social media, quite how this fitted into the narrative, given the fact neither are experts, neither of the children have suffered anything because they wouldn't be able to read it. It just didn't make sense, even to the CBS bosses. So as I say, they were going to push Archie. Guess what? At the 11th hour, well, yeah, he had a cold, he didn't feel very well. Could they just delay that? They might pick it up. And of course, around time, they just had to push ahead. You see how this works. So once again, that particular narrative, that sort of push, slipped through the net. Now, you could say, or they might say, should I say, that it's all about privacy. They didn't want to exploit Archie. I go back and say, well, you exploited him for your own monetary ends on Netflix. So it's very clear that unless you have top dollar, the kids are not coming out to play. And this really made the story ludicrous, because what you had was, here's two people talking about being great parents and how they inspire us and it's all about them, never showing the two children that apparently inspire them and it's all about them. And even CBS thought this truly was a farce. Neil Sean in the very heart of London.